Hello. The face of somebody who has not stopped all day since 7:30 this morning, and it's the weekend, said no one ever. Excuse the absolute disgrace bedraggledness, but that's what you get if you haven't stopped all day. Somebody's going to tell me, by the way, that my picture isn't even. Every single video I do with a picture behind me, somebody says, please straighten your picture. Please bear in mind, none of my walls are straight. Even if there's a spirit level on top of that, it's not going to look straight. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Rachel Reeves. Yay! Our least favourite person. So Rach is now putting a cap on how much money a year you're allowed to put into your pension. I mean, I don't know why she's bothering, because no one's actually got that amount of money to put in their pension. I think she's talking £2,000. You're capped now, or you're going to be capped on £2,000 to go into your pension. We're capping ISAs. I mean, every which way and how, Rach is coming. She's like got her little claws out. She's like, I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that. And still, we hear that the 2-child cap is ongoing and everybody's saying, well, you've got to cut that. And we're hearing about all of these benefits that are coming in our direction to help working people, even though we're all working people and not all of us are. Hardly any of us are getting any of these benefits. And I'm listening to this in a moral conundrum because I hear the argument for and against the 2-child cap, and I see the passion on both sides. And this is where I can just already see the comments from some people. My conclusion, because lots of people say, well, what would you do? What would you do, Anna? You know, you're all very good at saying this. What would you do? Well, I would look at how much money we have and how much money we're trying to raise from taxes. And then I would look at whether we could afford to get rid of the 2-child cap. And it would be less about whether we would like to or ideologically whether we think it's a good idea. It would be, do we have the money to be able to afford this? Because if we can't do it. You know, when you get to the till in the supermarket and you go, oh, God, I've gone like seriously over budget on that. And I mean, you've gone over budget on buying like extra cereal or something. It's not like you've gone over budget on buying a diamond ring. But the cereal costs more, the bread costs more, the coffee costs more, the tea bags cost more, the bleach. I mean, how much is that these days? Everything costs more. So you get to the till and you go, oh, crikey. You either make a decision. You put something back, or you go overdrawn, or you move something from somewhere to allocate that. But you make a decision based on what's in your bank account. You make a decision based on how much money you've got. If you're going to go into your overdraft, that's your call. If you're going to move some savings, that's your call. If you've got some savings. And we do that based on what we can afford. So when I hear the big debates about what we should and shouldn't be cutting and what we should and shouldn't be doing, I'm thinking we're wasting everyone's time. We are wasting Parliament's time. We are wasting broadcasters' time. We are wasting our time. It's not a debate. We haven't got the money. So why are we even talking about it? We don't have any money in this country. We are sort of that far off being bankrupt. So it's a hypothetical question. If we can't afford it, we can't do it, however many people want to and however many people don't want to. We just don't have the money. And, you know, I was listening to a debate on this on the radio this afternoon. I was making an apple pie. Apple, blackberry, cinnamon. And then I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to put some Christmas allspice in. Totally have. Can't wait for it. Need to go and check on it in a minute, actually. So I'm making the apple pie and I'm listening to the debate and I'm listening to all the people saying, well, you know, if you're going to have more than 2 children, you should be able to afford them. And then I'm listening to the people going, well, you know, you can't always work out what your circumstances are going to be in the future and you may have been able to afford them at the time you had them, but then you might have lost your job. You know, all fairly reasonable arguments. I struggle with the argument of I just wanted them, I knew I couldn't afford them. I struggle with that one. I'm like, no, you know, you have to make a responsible choice. But either way, we can't drill it down to the rights or wrongs of it at the minute because the fact of it is there is no money. Yet we're then having a discussion about whether we should be taxing people more. And it's like, well, you're going to you have to tax us more. You have to put tax up in the next budget because you're not going to cut spending. So it's as simple as that. So on the one hand, we've got the outrage of they've broken the manifesto. They're going to tax us more. It's outrageous. And then on the other hand, we've got, but we need to support the NHS. We need to save the NHS. And I'm sort of sitting there going, it's just like being at the till in the supermarket. Can you afford it or can't you afford it? And if you can't afford it, you either go into the overdraft, you go into debt, you move some savings, or you don't have it. And that's where the UK is at the minute. And I don't understand. I mean, I do understand why we're having these conversations, because nobody wants to make any actual real life hard choices. Rachel Reeves just wants to hide behind I've got to make hard choices. I'm taxing you. It's not hard. She doesn't care. She's perfectly happy to tax us. She doesn't mind. I mean, obviously she'll be exempt from it all. But she's more than happy to tax us. She's irritated that she's been caught out with the fact that it's broken the manifesto. But, who cares? I mean, who's actually going to hold them to account? Who's going to do anything about that? What's going to happen? I mean, really, what's going to happen for the fact that they broke the manifesto? Who is going to do anything about it? Because they'll use their obnoxious language, like all legal speak does. You know what we think about that. And they'll be saying, oh, well, actually, I did this. And in subsection 2, clause 83, with 3 asterisks and a bit of tea from last night on it, it says you may not break manifesto unless, and then all the bits that Rachel Reeves will think is the reason why she should do it will have somehow been put in while none of us noticed. I mean, it's just a joke. It's farcical. And listening to the radio, I was in a way quite pleased that I was making my apple pie, a bit like Susan on the Archers, who was making bread and she was trying to get all of her anger out on the dough. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm glad I'm doing something cathartic, because I cannot let Rachel Reeves have my blood pressure as well. It's not going to happen. I can't let her own my actual own entire body and physical health. I mean, I know she owns me, because every penny that comes in, which is smaller and smaller now that she's killed the tourist industry, goes straight back out to her. But I'm not going to let her have my mental health as well. She's simply not having it. And then on the same radio programme, there was a clip of David Lammy saying, "Get a grip, man." And I was like, wow, these are the politicians. We've got the Justice Secretary shouting in Parliament, "Get a grip, man." And we're supposed to respect them and have faith in them. I've said it before, I'd rather vote for the dog. Genuinely. The animals have way more respect for each other and the animal kingdom and us as humans than we do for ourselves. So I'm voting Badger for Prime Minister, and if Badger doesn't want to do it, I'll vote Stanley. Stanley's had 22 years in the feline world. He would absolutely own it.